The WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to $1,000 deposit match when you sign up at UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. Yes, sir. We are back with another edition of the WNBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Know me, you know the voice of the guy is me, really real, Villanelle Terrell, Furman Jr. here at your service. Love that sound, don't you? Handle business. Mystics team total gets over. The extremely sharp play of the Storm money line, where we caught a math in public 5-point line move before, just the market and injuries all played a part. This man deserves a drop himself. Scott Studio Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, can you play the drop for me too?
Yep. Great work, Scott.
Thank you. It feels good. I know we overlapped on the dog with Seattle. I threw in Gabby PRA because, of course, the queen that she is, I had to throw her in because it's a guaranteed free square in the parlay. That worked out well. I had Gabby over PRA with the Storm money line, and that was pretty much never in doubt. Storm led for most of that game. That was like plus 220-something from what I remember. And then for the lock, I didn't care what the spread was. Valkyries at home. Let's go. Destroyed Connecticut. What a terrible team. Never in doubt. They won that game by like what felt like 40 points. Valkyries, they're going to keep cashing bets for us. But that team at home is something else. So, yeah, never in doubt. 2 easy wins, so I can't complain.
Oh, man, and the chat is booming. The chat had a great day. Jay Dollar said he had a great night last night. Valkyries, Indy team total under, Gabby, the Storm. Yes, all great plays. You've got Bear Commander had a good night as well. What's going on here, Scott? Carniv. He doesn't believe we watched the games. Nobody watches. No one? Wow, that's a definitive statement. That is a very definitive statement. No one watches women's basketball?
I'm just saying, what are you watching now? You're just watching baseball by itself?
I just want you to...
What are you going to watch?
What a shot. What a shot.
I love baseball, and I do the baseball pod too, but when you think about the sports that are there, hockey's done, NBA's done. You have some, like, international soccer stuff. They got some, like, Club World Cup stuff, but NBA's over. NHL's over. NFL hasn't started yet. You have no college football yet. Like, what are you looking at? Why not? You want to watch some basketball?
That's a great question. What are you watching? I mean, he probably likes the big three. He might be watching, but that's only on weekends. You have to go the whole week. It's like football season all over again. It's worse than football season.
Actually, I have a story about the big three. Do you watch the big three at all?
Yes, I do.
So I had not watched the show I had not watched the league in years. I remember the first year, though, I picked Rashad Lewis's team, the three-headed monsters, to actually win, and they won the whole thing, and he won MVP. I don't think I've watched it since. It might have been like 6 years ago. So I saw Joe Johnson was still playing, and he's on Detroit now. I didn't know Detroit had a team. So they were against like Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson and whatever. So I'm watching a couple of minutes of that, and I'm with my dad, and I'm telling my dad, like, yeah, Joe Johnson's like the best player in the league, I'm assuming, because he's been a monster in that league for years. He may have gotten injured a minute after I said that, and he left the game. So I may have accidentally jinxed Joe Johnson's injury because he immediately had his knee buckle and he left the game. So that might be on me. It's my bad.
That's what I be talking about, man. That's exactly the type of jinxes I be talking about. Carniv said that he bets Russian ping pong.
That was a big thing during COVID. I remember that was a big thing. I think Ukraine had a thing there too with ping pong, but I remember that was very in during COVID because that was one of the only leagues that was still going on. So D-Gens back then, pre-Dub Club, but like sell packages. We're trying to sell ping pong locks. I remember that was a thing on social media. But yeah, I remember the Russian ping pong era during COVID. There was that in the eating contests. Bunch of extra eating contests for like chestnut and stuff. You remember that?
Gosh. And yeah, they would set his line ridiculously high. Like ridiculously high.
Even like hot dogs. It was like, who can eat the most amount of wings? Like, who can be the fastest to eat a gallon of, I don't know, yogurt? I'm like, what the
it was
hell
like
are we doing
lemonade.
here?
Yeah, they got a lemonade challenge. Like, but for me, the COVID sport, when the TBT tipped off in COVID, I was locked in on the TBT tournament that year. I mean, I watched casually every year, but I was so locked in the TBT that year. All right. Man, what a nice little detour there. Scott, we've got games here to talk about on a Tuesday. Pretty large slate. You know, Mondays are typically quiet in WNBA. All right. Before we get to that, gotta remind everybody that the college football team previews are going on right now. Kobe Day at Moneyline, Mac over there at the College Football Experience. I might hop over there and do a preview, maybe one or two. And so you're not going to want to miss it. Go.
Maybe. There's like 120 previews. I'm sure you'll be on one.
I don't know. I mean, he might forget about me. It's Kobe. So I might do one. I may do one. You know, Kobe does the FCS too. So if he does FCS too, I'll definitely do the North Carolina A&T preview. All right. You don't want to miss it. Over there on College Football Experience, go tune in to every single FBS college football team preview. Ryan, I was texting Ryan Kramer earlier today. I don't know why.
Thank you for specifying.
I was just about to say, I didn't mean not to specify which Ryan. Yeah, I was texting Kramer earlier, and, you know, I was getting out some frustrations with Brian Dable, and he randomly sent me, he said, oh, yeah, don't forget about this. And he sent me a picture of Joe Judge's mugshot for the Ole Miss, and he was like, oh, yeah, Joe Judge is on that Ole Miss staff, and they don't have Dart. That's going to be I'm going to have to fade Ole Miss this year, Scott.
I'm not going to stop you. You know, they're guaranteed to drop one game they should win in conference.
Oh, for sure.
Minimum.
And it's probably at home. All right. What we got? First up on the schedule. I'll let you surprise us, Scott.
All right. Yeah, we'll go with the Mystics. Why not?
There we go. And I'm glad you did that because I am going to be in attendance at the game. Got my pass ready to go. I will be there. Minnesota Lynx on the road going to play the Washington Mystics in D.C. Mystics are currently laying 5.5. 159.5 is the total. Oh, well, that's dropped, Scott. We're at 6.5. 157.5 is the total. Injury report here, and this is going to. Oh wow, that was only an hour ago, and you got that movement. Oh, yeah. Interesting. So Nafisa Collier, questionable. And then you have Jessica Shepard, Scott, who is coming back from overseas commitment, and she will be with the team on Tuesday. Well, it was fun, kind of, sort of. They didn't get the cover, but they did hit the team total over with the Mystics last game. Very much did. What I have to say here, though, is that
what a game, by the way.
Oh yeah! First of all, they blew it. They were up 100%. Big. They were up big after the first, blew it in the second, battled their back all the way through the second half first, and then it got into overtime, and then won in overtime after the Wings had a lead in overtime.
You would have gotten the cover, but unfortunately, they colored Page buckets, and that's kind of what happened.
It's very annoying. I thought the 5 was going to get there, Scott. It
looked good because Dallas was doing their classic implosion, and then Page bailed them out, and they lost anyway. Shout out to Citron for that big shot in the corner.
Very, very annoying, man. But here we are. I think the Mystics don't have enough for the Lynx. I'm not going to lie, especially if Nafisa Collier's playing in this game. So we'll see. Questionable is an upgrade for her. She was doubtful last game, I believe, and that's what her opening report was. Now she's questionable, so there's a chance. If she plays, they're just a tier above, and they have Jessica Shepard back, so I think that they're going to have an edge on the boards here. I don't see where the Mystics Right now, defensively, they look a mess. They've given up 90 plus. And I mean, they had overtime in the Wings game, but they still given up a lot of points the past couple of games. And then the offense just kind of disappears. We saw them disappear in the second quarter of that Wings game where they had single-digit points for majority of the quarter, Scott. They squeaked over in the last 30 seconds to get, I think, 12 points in that second quarter. But the offense disappears at times, and you can't do that with this Minnesota Lynx squad. I have the Lynx 2 tiers above this team. I think they're going to get the cover here. I'm going with the Lynx laying the points.
Yeah, I agree. The Mystics we've talked about it before, they're not a good team, but they're not basement bad. So they can beat anybody in theory, but they're definitely not, in my opinion, well-equipped to handle the elite teams of the league.
Mm-hmm.
The Lynx are that. So unless I know Sykes was not very good last game and they won anyway. Kiki had a solid game. You're looking at Citrano had a great game as well. I think the Lynx are just going to get better looks the entire game because the Mystics defense is starting to fall off the cliff.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is the Lynx, we know when they want to, they can ramp it up defensively. Even if it's just for a quarter, dominate the quarter and move on.
Mm-hmm.
But I think 6.5 is a bit short for a team that's, in my opinion, a lot better than the opposition. So even though you're in attendance, I'll go with the Lynx minus 6.5.
Yep. All right. 157.5 is the total. It's going down, Scott, and I do agree. I really don't think the Mystics are going to be able to score here. I think that
I'd rather go for a team total, though, because I think the Lynx could potentially torch this defense.
Yep. I agree. I like the team total under for the Mystics as well. I backed them with the over, and it got there right at the end, but man, I mean, multiple times they struggle to score against Dallas. I think that's going to be a more majority of the game that they're going to struggle to score here against the Minnesota Lynx, who look like they're right now the best defense in the league, honestly. So the opponent's team total is 2-3 in the last 5 games for the Lynx. All positive signs take the under on the team total. Let's get a number there, Scott, for that team total on the Washington Mystics here. That's going to update. There we go. That's going to be under 75.5. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
All right. Player props.
Historically speaking, Shakira has not been very good against this team, but she's been going crazy lately. She's had 21 plus points in 2 straight. So I'll pass on that. Kiki's at 10.5. That sounds about right.
She was killing Dallas.
I know the problem is usage. I just wish they gave her the ball more. That's the issue with her and Shakira together. Shakira takes a lot of the usage away from her, which has limited her stats recently. I like Fee, obviously. The question is, I want to go for the points at 21.5, the RA at 12.5, the PRA. I think I like the RA here. The assists have been solid for Fee. She's actually had at least 4 assists in 6 of the last 7 games. Her assists are at 3.5 if you want to go for that by itself, but I do like the rebounds as well. I think she'll have a solid game. The numbers historically not that great against the Mystics, but she had 12 rebounds the last meeting against this team. But it feels like she's embraced more of a playmaking role as well, where she's starting to get a lot of assists per game because she has the ball in her hands all the time. And last year, we saw a lot of Courtney Williams facilitating. Still have seen that. But it feels like Nafisa has evolved a bit more to being a point forward, at least more than she used to be. So I like the RA for Fee. Give me the 12.5. It's only a minus 102. I think it's a very cheap ride.
I'm not there on. Oddly enough, there's nothing I really love in this one. I will wait and see what happens with Fee. If there is a downgrade here and she ends up not playing here, waiting another game, I'm just gonna run back the Caleb McBride bet that I played last time. Over, it was 14.5 last time, and she had 28 points. So I'm going to run Caleb McBride back if Fee's out. That's the auto play. If Fee's out, just keep playing Caleb McBride. She gets the usage, and she's been really, really good this year. Very consistent shooting the ball.
I think I'm also tempted by the under on Sykes' points at 18.5. She has been quite bad against the Lynx. She's at less than 14 in 3 straight against this team. She had 8 against Dallas. Yes, she had 21 against Atlanta, but she has attempted less than 13 shots in 5 of the last 6, less than 11 shots in 4 of the last 6. She went to the line a lot against Atlanta. That's why she scored so many points. But the Lynx are allowing the second fewest points to opposing guards in the league. 18.5 against this defense when their team totals at 75.5 does feel pretty high. I know Sykes is a hooper and she can easily go over that if she's feeling it, but I think the main game plan is stop Sykes. I think that'll go with the under 18.5 as well. It's minus 135, but I still like it.
All right. We're brought to you by MyBookie.ag, your place to bet every single sport, including the MLB, WNBA, golf, and, of course, your NFL futures over there at MyBookie.ag. Accept customers from a ton of different locations. Easy deposit and get lightning-fast payouts with cryptocurrency. Go over there and get down on that link, slaying 6.5 over there at MyBookie.ag. Promo code SGPN, 100% deposit match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. That's MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Circa Resort and Casino's Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway. A 12-person league can draft in Vegas and be treated like VIPs. You'll get a limo ride from the airport, a $5,000 tab for stadium swim, and a hotel stay for you and your 11 league mates. Plus, you can always get 15% off all Circa properties with promo code SGP15. Last chance, enter Circa Ultimate Fantasy Football Giveaway, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Circa. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/CIRCA. Next game up.
Toilet bowl?
First of all, why did they start these an hour later? Everything is, I guess all of it is like middle of the U.S., but like, no, because even the Mystics game, Mystics is here, and we're starting at 8. I didn't even realize this was starting at 8. This is ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah, 3 of the games are starting at the same time.
Yeah, like Mystics definitely could have been a 7 o'clock game. That's a 7. That's
and once again, what
are
you competing with? No other basketball. Just spread the games out.
I'm curious. I have to go look at the larger picture. Maybe there's something bigger that we're not paying attention to here that's going on a Tuesday. Yeah, because the game could have been at 7. Love Island at 9. It all would have worked out. Like, come on.
Finally caught up on that, by the way. Or you're still working on it?
What on Love Island?
You were behind a couple episodes.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm all the way up. I'm caught up. I saw tonight's episode before we even came on. As I was,
yeah, I've never watched an episode in my entire life.
Oh man, I feel like you got to have the person that you have Discord with or discourse with, to be able to talk about it, because you can't. That's not nothing you could just not talk about. Once you see it, you get mad at looking at the characters. But oddly, might see me and Steffi Smalls hit a little Love Island betting preview. We'll see. We're working on it.
Are there bets for it?
For the UK one, we're trying to get the US ones. Steffi Smalls,
is that like Calci? Like you can just bet on all that stuff?
Yeah, like I don't know. I've never done it, but if I can bet on it, sure, why not? You know, it's like how they got Survivor. Like they got Survivor bets that you can make.
I have not watched Survivor either.
What? I figured you would be a Survivor person.
I never watched any of
those. Really?
Never did.
I feel like you're a competition. I feel like you would like it. Not Big Brother either?
No, never watched that either. Or Big Brother After Dark. Didn't watch that either. No, never watched any of that. I was always more of like, I think the closest to like a game show stuff, occasionally I would watch like Dog Eat Dog growing up or like stuff like that. But am I going to invest in a full season of like a game show survive? Like, nah, not really.
You're the person that watches Price is Right every day.
I'm an episodic type of game show guy. Give me one episode, 30 minutes, I'm in and out. Do I want to invest in all these characters for 10 episodes? And I'm like, no, not really. See, Bear knows what's up, Jersey Shore. It's not a game show. It should be, but it's not a game show. That's a classic.
You had to, like, there's no way you lived up there and didn't watch Jersey Shore.
I used to watch it with my mom. Fun fact, when I was in like high school, middle school or high school, it was a time and a half. The only child, sometimes, there's only one remote to go around. You don't have
no, I feel it. So I used to watch America's Next Top Model with my mom.
My mom was more into Project Runway.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day. Yeah.
That
was the Tyra show, right?
Yep. Oh, dude, they were unhinged.
By the way.
One time they had spiders on them, like real live tarantulas, telling you to take a picture. One girl was crying. It was Eve. She was Eva Marcel. She was crying her eyes out, trying to take a picture with a tarantula, and it came out great. It's crazy.
I I don't know if that's a flex that you remembered her name or what the story is there, but I'm impressed.
Even Marcel's like really big. She's really like
Do you know why? Do you know why she's big though?
Because of the Next Top Model stuff.
You took a picture of with a tarantula.
Yeah, it's literally the tarantula picture. Like that's the one that blew her up. It was crazy. It's a crazy picture. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. All right, let's get to this.
I'm more of a game show guy. Just give me Family Feud reruns at like night on Game Show Network. I'm just gonna have a good time.
We should go on Family Feud. We should get an SGPN team and apply, and we should go on Family Feud.
Either that, or one of us will join the other family, and I'll be adopted. I guess we'll go on the show.
That's what we're gonna tell them, that he's adopted. Yeah, he's adopted.
I feel like I'm good at fast money, so it's fine.
All right. Los Angeles Sparks, shout out to everybody who's now reliving the shows that they watched with their mom that they really actually weren't interested in and then somewhat kind of got interested in. D. Johnson's in the chat. He watched America's Next Top Model too. Los Angeles Sparks and not Connecticut. Oh, well, they're as bad as Connecticut. Los Angeles Sparks and the Chicago Sky are going to battle in Chicago. Sparks are laying. Scott, I saw this line at 1.5 when it came out. Apparently, there's a 1.5 Sky. I never saw a -1.5 Sky. I only saw Sparks laying 1.5. Now this line is at 6. Fear Factor is a good one.
That was another one, yeah. I said doggy dog.
That's a good one. Sparks are laying 6. 164.5 is the total. I don't think there's any injury that I need to be. No, because Camilla doesn't leave until. So Scott, remember this. Camilla leaves after this game. This is the last game of Camilla. Then she goes off to overseas.
I'm betting Reese rebounds in every game Camilla misses, by the way. Like guaranteed.
No, she just had 19. Like that's ridiculous.
I know she did.
This is ridiculous.
Camilla being out there though, she's just gonna run free.
Odyssey Sims is still out. Odyssey Sims is still out with personal reasons. I don't trust the Sparks. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, Scott. I do not trust the Sparks enough to lay 6 with the Sparks. I understand Chicago is horrible, but like the Sparks I think they folded. I have to go back and look. They folded in a lot of fourth quarters, man. They got outscored in that last fourth quarter against the Lynx with no Nafisa Collier, 25-12 in the fourth.
And it's not a fluky 12, by the way. It was an ugly, what are we doing out here? It was a mess. Some teams you miss shots and you just are like, all right, fine, it happens. But some teams don't know how to run offense late in games.
They got outscored.
Trend involved.
They got outscored in the second half of the Storm game. Math in public, 51-30.
That
bad? Just a little bit.
It's not good.
Just a little bit. I would tell you they got outscored in the Lynx game before that, but they didn't because they got outscored in the first half that time.
Stop trying.
Okay, I mean...
Is this toilet bowl caliber or we're not there yet?
No, this is definitely a toilet bowl. This is 100% a toilet bowl. Where's the drop?
So by that logic, though, you're taking the points.
Gotta take the points, man. Gotta take it. Doesn't. I mean, come on. Does Sparks laying 6, 2 possessions? That's 2 possessions, Scott. Does that ever sound good, like at all, against anybody?
No, not at all. They won the first game by 13 at home. Sky have somehow only played 5 home games, 13 games. They still suck at home. They're 1-4, but they have not played many home games. I like the over in the game. First game landed 169. I know that we talked before about how some of these teams can struggle in late game offense. Maybe the first half for the over. If you want to go for that approach, but I don't trust either team to guard anybody. The Sparks have been shorthanded lately. We'll see who's going to be sitting for them. Of course, Burrell's still out. Odyssey Sims is going to be out as well for this game.
Yep.
So they are a bit shorthanded still in the backcourt. But defensively, 82 to the Lynx, 98 to the Storm, 101 to the Lynx. I mean, there's really not much. The only game they got up for was the Aces, which makes me laugh. But the Sky allowed 93 to the Dream, 107 to Phoenix. I don't trust either team to stop anybody.
Yep.
In this game, we'll go from there. How are they going to score? I don't know. I'll back both defenses to continue being terrible. So.
Yeah, both defenses have been horrible in the last 5 games. The Sky are giving up 86.6 points per game. That is 12th in WNBA in that span. The Sparks are giving up 91.8, 13th in the WNBA in that span. They did play the Lynx twice, but one of those times was without Nafis Collier. Mm-hmm. It's been very, very rough stuff for both of these two teams defensively. I mean, all of the metrics, even offense, like that's the bad part about this. Both of these defenses are horrible, but both of these offenses are equally as bad. 77.2 points per game for the Sky, 12th in the WNBA, 77.8, slightly better, 11th in WNBA for the Sparks. And ultimately, how I'm going to end up playing it is I'm going to trust the home team, and I'm going to trust the home team to figure it out early in the game. The Sky are desperate here. I mean, both of these two teams are desperate, but the Sky are really desperate to find anything that looks like good basketball for multiple games in a row. And they tried their hardest to be competitive for 3 quarters. And then the 4th quarter, it all fell completely off the rails for them against the Atlanta Dream. So I'm looking at a first half team total here for the Chicago Sky. First half team totals at 38.5. They have been over that total in the first half in 7 of their last 10 games, Scott. So really good to that. You look at their team total, they are 4-1. 4-1 to their team total in their last 5 games. They are 2-0 at home. 2-0 as a home dog. 2-0 as a home dog in this spot as well. So I like the Sky to just take advantage of the Sparks defense that has been horrible and been horrible in the early part of games, 3-2 to their opponents in the last 5 games to the over on their team total. I like that as a play. And yeah, I just can't for the total. That's my play for the total, but I just can't get behind. I can't get behind the Sparks laying points here. Even if it was the Sky laying points, I would probably then be on the Sparks. So just give me the points here, and hopefully it's a close game.
Yeah, no, I think I'm with you, but who wins this game, I don't care. Just hopefully these teams continue to not guard anybody. It's good enough for me.
Yeah.
I like the Reese rebounds anyway, but once Cardoso's out, rebounds are going to go crazy. I'm just waiting for it, but
the offense, and I'm not going to lie, the offense might look a little bit better. I'm trying to tell everybody, Elizabeth Williams is a starter in the league.
With Reese and Cardoso, I still hate the spacing. I think it's atrocious.
Elizabeth Williams is a starter in the league. I want people to know that Elizabeth Williams is 100% a starter, but when she went down with the injury last year and she was out for the season, it just opened the door for Camilla and Angel and, the youth movement. And I'm fine with it. But, we'll realize in this next season, wherever she ends up, that's probably not going to be in Chicago. She's going to end up being a starter.
Yeah.
All right. Player props. I'm assuming you're on the over, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite play of the game. I'd rather skip the side and bet the over because I don't really care who wins. Both these teams can no-show the game. That's how little faith I have in both teams. So give me the defense, take a nap again.
All right, player props.
If we're picking anybody to score in this game, who do you like?
So I don't think that they have anything for De'Erica.
I see De'Erica numbers if you want to consider going for that.
Yeah, so it's been a little bit up and down against Sky. 50%, 24, 7, 21, 10.
I'll tell you what, though, the assists have been nasty. She's had at least 5 assists in 3 straight games against the Sky. She had 8 in the first minute of the season. If you want to go for 3.5, minus 135.
And she's been pretty good with it. She makes plays. So even if you want to play all of it and say points, rebounds, and assists too, I like that. I think that De'Erica have a pretty solid game here. I mean, it's got to be
for reference. By the way, rebounds and assists are at 11.5, minus 106. She has had at least 14 in 3 of the last 4 games against the Sky. Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. I know Plum hasn't been great.
No, she peaked in her debut. She had 37 points in her first game. She peaked in her debut.
But this Sky team can't guard guards.
No.
At all. They have an inability to guard the guard position.
They aren't even in the area code half the time. Wide open looks all over the damn court. They're not even close. So Could be a solid threes game if you want to go for Plum. You can get going maybe. The issue is they're so decimated right now. It would be such a good Odyssey game, but she's out, obviously. Terrell, too. Missing a bunch of the, I'd say, backcourt options, but Plum will get the run and the usage. And Rakia, we know, loves to also get hers. So if you're back in the
I wouldn't mind Rakia threes. They're going to give her open looks. They're going to give Rakia and Plum threes. Like, they're so bad guarding the three. And Rakia's been hot shooting the three recently. And they're going to get open looks. It's so bad. There's nobody even in the stratosphere of the players sometimes. So, yeah, I agree with you. Yeah. Add that onto the pile.
Yeah.
That's it for me here. I mean, I really should like some scoring on the sky, but I just good luck with me deciding who it's going to be. It's probably just going to be a random dart throw.
Probably, but I am tempted by that RA play on Hamby.
Mm-hmm.
I think that has some value at 11.5. The assists have been good. The rebounds have been good. 6 rebounds in the first meeting against the Sky, but I do think she could do a better job there. If you want to go for the last couple games, though, I mean, it's been kind of up and down, but the rebounds are usually going to be there. The assists, I think, are intriguing for Hamby here, so I don't mind it. But if you want to go for underdog, I see 10.5, so maybe we can actually recycle that at a potentially better number for us later in the show. But I don't mind Hamby having a solid game for potentially RA.
All I know is the Sky need to start getting some wins, or Tyler's going to be out of a job.
Do you think they really rip it?
Yo, I don't know, because I didn't expect it last year. So I mean, if you're going off of last year, they got to.
I'm just wondering how many coaches in the W are actual one and done candidates.
I don't think anybody should be, but like, if the precedence has been set.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I'm wondering what pick they might get as well, because if you make the argument that they end up getting an elite player, an actual guard worth a damn.
Do they have their pick? Do they have their pick, or did they trade that pick?
I'm trying to think of who they would have traded to the pick for.
The first round pick this year went in the Ariel Atkins trade, but there's one of those picks that they don't have. I know that for certain. I just don't know which. If it's this year or the year after, but it's one of these picks they don't have.
We've NBA news, by the way. Drew Holiday got traded to the Blazers.
Really? Again?
By the way, quick apology.
Again?
We did an NBA show for the Durant deal today. We're not doing a separate emergency pod for Drew Holiday. No offense to Drew Holiday.
What? You want
no
to do
offense.
it right now?
Future Hall of Famer Drew Holiday. No offense.
No, because he's definitely a Hall of Famer.
100%. But the issue for the Celtics is they're paying a lot of guys a lot of money, and Holiday's contract's a mess. I imagine Boston attached a pick to that. I think they had to. That contract is awful. What the hell do they get for that?
They have a pick swap. In 2026, they have a pick swap with Phoenix, first round pick with Connecticut's. So they can swap Phoenix and Connecticut's pick.
Whoa. Hang on a second. They traded away Simons?
Who?
What?
Who they? Anthony Simons?
God.
No. Anthony Simons is a Celtic?
Yeah. 2 seconds. Oh, my God.
Oh, they had to get rid of that contract.
Yeah, I'm saying they are flipping a bad contract, but Simons is so much younger.
Oh, they had to get rid of that contract.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So.
Wow. I can't believe Simons is even on the market for that. That's kind of crazy. That was not what I was expecting at all. I thought it was going to be a couple of picks, and I guess you want to match the salaries, but I was not expecting Simons to get traded to the Celtics. I did not see that happening. Okay. Wow.
Okay. So they do have a pick swap, but it's not their pick. Swapping Phoenix and Connecticut's pick. They can swap Phoenix and Connecticut's pick, which they will. And so they'll get Connecticut's pick, but they don't have their own pick. They traded their pick in next year's draft for the 11th overall pick last year, which I think was Haley or something like that.
Simon's contract is actually not as bad as I thought it was. I thought it was worse. It's not good. I thought he was getting paid more than he actually is. Making about $24 million per.
Hey, man, all I'm going to say is when Drew Holiday wasn't playing, Orlando was giving them a game. He was. Anthony Simons.
Definitely true.
And he'd be hurt, too. So, like...
Oh, that Holiday contract is so much worse. Why the hell would Portland do that?
Oh, dude, if it's like the last time, he's not going to be in Portland long.
Drew Holiday, though, has $32 million this year, $35 basically next year, and a player option for $37 in 27-28. Simons is a free agent after next year. Why the hell would you acquire 4 years of Drew Holiday's albatross contract?
To make a trade?
No sense for Portland. That's an insane deal. That's a mess. That's a hell of a deal for Boston. I don't know what the hell Portland's doing. That's terrible.
Do they get better?
Oh, God.
Are they better, though? Are they better with Simons? I mean, yes, they save money, but are you better? Like
Simons plays no defense, but that contract for Holiday for 3-4 years, though, is crazy. Even if you don't like Simons, he's a free agent after next year. You can let him walk.
And then I guess you get some additional scoring there with no Jason Tatum next year. Like,
it's a great deal for Boston.
Yeah, no, they got out of the contract, but like I don't think it makes them like Drew Holiday's Drew Holiday, and Drew Holiday was helping you win. I don't think this helps them win.
No, just for Portland to get that when they're that far out of even contention whatsoever, it's an atrocious deal for Portland. That's horrible. But whatever.
All right, Boston.
Different show.
What were we talking about? Did we do player props? We did player props. And I got distracted talking about the Skies pick. Okay, so we are moving on. Haha. Underdog fantasy. Wait, no, I talked about underdog. Did I talk about underdog? I didn't talk about underdog.
No,
I didn't talk about underdog. Yeah, underdog fantasy. Best Ball Mania is happening right now all summer long. You can make all of the best ball drafts possible. Go draft. We got to ask Kramer if draft day is coming back. They didn't do draft day last year, and I was very disappointed in them. $15 million in prizes, including $2 million to first place. No waiver wire, no arguments about trades. Best Ball is the best way to go, and you got to play it over there on Underdog Fantasy. We'll drop an Underdog Pick'em entry at the end of the show as well. NBA SGPN. Claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Changing the game with their power trends, AI detected patterns where Rhythm's models have consistently won and have a high ROI. Power trends are updated daily and they're exclusive to Rhythm. So no touts, no noise, just clean data bet so you can get them all over there at Rhythm. Get your 7-day free trial over there at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. Gabby Williams is a power trend for sure. Shout out to her. Here we go. Atlanta Dream on the road going to play the Dallas Wings. It says that this opened up at 10.5. I don't think I ever saw a 10.5, Scott. 7.5 is the line here for the Atlanta Dream. 168.5 is total. Let's see. Dejanay Carrington is a doubtful for the game. And still no Tierra McGowan. No. Yep, no Matty Seagrass. Yep. All right. So there's a very clear size issue that's going to be something that the Wings are going to have to work through here because Kiki and Shakira just torched them. And now they have to deal with 6'3" Bree Jones and 6'9" Brittany Griner here. Do you think Dallas can stop the three?
I think Dallas can stop anything.
Yeah.
Do you? I mean, they beat the Mystics, even though they choked the game away and then got bailed out by Page. And they lost the game anyway, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like, that game was just bizarre from start to finish. I mean, this team sucks. Atlanta can score with the best of them. Defensively, they've been a mess, though, lately. So I don't mind the over in the game. But I know for a fact the Dream are better defensively in theory than the Wings.
Yeah, first of all, Dream 5-0 to their team total last 5 games. And I don't understand what the Wings are supposed to do defensively here. They can't stop the three. They're giving up 38.4% from three. That's 12th in WNBA. They don't have the size because you don't have Tierra McGowan. or any of your bigs, honestly. You're just rolling out Maisha Hines-Allen and Nalissa Smith out there and just kind of hoping for the best. Well, where is Dallas? What adjustment? Like, I don't even know what to do with the spread because you don't know what game Dallas is in or not. You watch the game and you're like, oh, okay, they're deciding to shoot the ball. Like, I don't know what the Dallas Wings are supposed to do here to even put themselves in the game. I really don't want anything to do with Dallas. I don't think that they're going to be able to stop the Dream. I like the Dream team total over. I take the Dream team total over for the full game because they do sometimes start games off slow. And if this is another slow starting game, much like that game against the Sky, I could see them turning it on in that second half. So this is more of a live bet game for me, and just wait for the Dream to get off to their slow start as they do, and then the offense picks up and the defense picks up and the Wings are effectively out of the game.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. I have more faith in the Dreams actually getting stops in crunch time than the Wings. The Wings still can't close. So you might see maybe a similar game that we saw over the weekend. Dream are in a war against a bad team. They wake up for a quarter and they win by double digits. Shock me. I like the over in the game, though. I just see a bunch of points.
Oh, the Celtics are still making deals? Jesus Christ.
I mean, it wouldn't shock me. They got to reinvent the entire team. I wonder what Portland's going to do. Or what Portland's going to do, or even if you want to go for other teams, what Indiana might do.
I'm just
around. I don't know what you're supposed to do.
I'm just weak that they traded him back to the Blazers. You know that's where they got him from. They traded him back to the Blazers.
Well, he was on Milwaukee.
No, but the Milwaukee trade, he went in the Dame trade. So he got traded there in the Dame trade, and then the Blazers turned around and shipped him to Boston, and that's when I was like, "Oh fuck!" That's when I started getting nervous about Boston being really, really good.
He technically never played a game for Portland, but yeah.
But still, yeah, this is the second time Jrue Holiday has been traded to the Portland Trail Blazers. I find that hilarious. All right, yeah, totals at 168.5, but like I'm not gonna lie, I don't trust what the Dallas Wings are gonna do any given night. I'd rather just take the Dream team total over. But I do like over for the game, if I had to pick. Let's see.
You can argue the Wings are alive if you trust neither team to guard anybody. If that's the case, go for the Wings team total over instead.
Uh-huh.
I want that defense involved, though. So just give me the over in the game. I don't know what happened to the Dream. They were good defensively, and the last week they've just been refusing to guard anybody.
4-1 to the opponent's 3-2 to the opponent's team total. The Dream are 4-1 to the opponent's team total in the last 5 games. Not the Dream, the Wings. The Wings are 4-1 to the opponent's team total. Dream are 3-2. I had to clear that up. All right. You see the Dream playing the Wings, but you should be nervous because she did have a good game last time. But when you see the Dream playing the Wings, you play Alicia Gray. She gives them the business. Last 4 games, 21, 19, 19, 27. She's at 17.5. I'm pretty sure her streak against the Wings has actually gone on further than that. Let's see. What else do we like here? Yeah. I don't understand how they're going to stop Griner. Is Griner going to stop herself?
That's what I was going to say.
Like, is Griner going to stop herself? So for that, probably on the. Let me see. Where's a Bree Jones line? Let me find a Bree Jones line. But ultimately, I do think both of them will get over their points prop. Bree Jones is at 12.5. I like that. Over. Let's see here. Alicia Gray got back over the rebounds assists last game, Scott. I played it. It was a sweat, but got over 8.5. What's that? 8 of the last 10 games, she's been over 8.5 rebounds and assists. Really, really good over the course of the season. Ryan Howard's been really good to the rebounds and assists as well. Anything in Dallas pique your interest?
Paige, if anything. Arike, I can't trust. I tried. Not meant to be. Paige, though, look, she made the big shot at the end. The ball's in her hands a lot. I actually like her decision-making on this team. We talk about the RA all the time with her. Probably, I know it's going to hurt your feelings. She probably will win Rookie of the Year. I mean, she's just been better than the other rookies at this point. Shout out to Citron, though, trying her best out there. I think Shakira killed any hope that Kiki had, to be honest. The stats just aren't there anymore. Paige is getting hers, for better or worse. So I'll go back to Paige with the RA in this one.
I said Ryan Howard, yeah. For the Wings, yeah. Come on, Dallas. I'm having a hard time trusting you. I really am. Nope, I'm good on the Wings side of the ball here. All right. Last game. Indiana Fever on the road. Going to play the Seattle Storm. Storm laying 3. 166.5 is total. So, well, first, DeWanna Bonner, still out, personal reasons.
I don't know what's going on with her.
I hope she's good. But
I hope she's good.
You know how unserious everybody is. Somebody was like, "Yeah, I'm just like DeWanna Bonner. I use all of my PTO and then quit my job." Lexi Brown's questionable with the illness. Not like she did anything, but that's there too. I mean, again, the books are giving the Fever a lot of credit on the road here. This opened up 1.5, and I actually saw it. This opened up with the Fever laying points here on the road yet again, and just like the Aces game, the line is flipped on them, and it's all the way over here at Storm laying 3 because the Storm have been good, and the Fever really haven't done shit on the road for real. Still searching for that Fever team total over on the road, by the way, Scott. 0-6.
I mean, you mentioned 0-6. I like the Storm team. They're starting to play good ball again. The Fever have been overvalued for a while because Caitlin's shot has fallen off a cliff. Nakase solved it. She wants that step back. Shot's been really bad for Clark recently. It's been a pretty ugly collection of games for her. The Aces game was winnable. Fell apart there at the end. Fever got problems. And they're also using an interim coach who might not be any good. So I'll go with the Storm in this one at home.
No, she's back.
Oh, she's back?
Yeah, Steph White's back. Coach.
Oh, I didn't realize. My bad.
Yeah.
But either way, point is, it's been a mess lately with the shot. The Storm looked really good against the Liberty. Yes, John Quell was out. They were undersized. I get it, but still. They're playing good ball. It's good enough for me. It's a good home environment, too. I like the Storm.
The Fever really just be getting pushed around, honestly. And they had plenty of chances to put that Aces team in the dirt on the road. Plenty of chances. And they did nothing with it. Constant turnovers, losing momentum, not playing clean basketball, getting pushed around, allowing teams to get to the free throw line on them. They're only comfortable when they're playing in the field house. That's it. They're not anybody to trust on the road. Will they win some road games? Yeah, sure. But, they don't put on their best performance. Not at all. I'm still on the Indiana team total under on the road, man. The Storm team gets up in games. Yeah, I'm nervous about the Storm maybe giving up some points here, but everybody gives Indiana their best effort, and this is all indication of Steph White just not being good with offenses. Like her offenses in Connecticut, we roasted them for years, and then we're like, oh, she moves over to Indiana. If she has Caitlin Clark, this offense is going to be really good. No, it's not. It's the same thing. AT was hot. Any spark that the offense had in Connecticut, it was because of AT. Any spark that this offense has in Indiana is because of Caitlin Clark. It doesn't solve all the problems, though. So, yeah. I think that Seattle can go over their team total. I'm not sure about Indiana. And that's what happened on, Saturday or Sunday. When they played the Aces, they went under their team total and the Aces went over. I like Seattle laying 3.
Yeah, once again, I think Seattle is solid. I know they screwed us over against the Wings a couple weeks ago. They picked it up. Valkyries beat them. I was wrong. And after that, the Sparks had nobody on the roster, but still, that was the wake-up call they needed. lost and said, you know what, we got to play better. And apparently they answered the call. So shout out to Seattle for picking it up a little bit intensity-wise. And I think they're mispriced, in my opinion. I mean, the line is a lot shorter than it is now, but the Storm are right now, I think I'm bullish on them. They look very good. I'm on buy Storm stock mode. And I think I'm on, I don't want to say sell Fever stock, but they're really not good on the road. We talk about them all the time on the road. They've been a mess. So
if you like the Fever and you want to bet the Fever, you probably want to take your stab at the first half. On the road this season, the Fever are 4-1-1, ATS in the first half, 2-4 for the full game. Let's throw that out there. All right, player props. What do you like?
We got to go back to the Queen, right? Buy a damn jersey at this point. I got to buy a TJ McConnell jersey, and I got to buy a Gabby Williams jersey. Just cashed every prop I've bet on them for probably about a year. I got to go with Gabby. She does everything. Shot the ball horribly in the first half last game. Didn't matter. She had 9 assists. She had 6. Like, who cares? She does everything well. Give me Gabby over the PRA. My interest in this game, I know Aaliyah had a great game against Asia and against the Aces. It's really not a good matchup with Ezzy and Neck. They have a lot of size that can give this team problems. Do I want to fade Caitlin? She's been really bad with her shot lately. Do you want to go with Caitlin or like fading or no?
No, I mean,
I'm thinking about it because her numbers are still high and she's been terrible.
You got Alicia Clark, you got Skylar Diggins-Smith, who's going to be a pest. Like, they're not going to make it easy on her. And if you look at the sophomores around the league, a lot of them are having a bit of a slump right now, and Clark included. So, no, I'm good on that. I just wanted to point out for people that Gabby Williams' PRA did finally take a move forward, Scott. It's at 23.5. We have not seen that line yet for Gabby Williams' PRA. However, she's still been over every single game. 7 of her last 10 games been over that line. And she's been over in 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 a season. So they are starting to creep it up a little bit more and more and more. We were used to 21.5, maybe flirted with 22.5 sometimes, but it was really 20.5, 21.5. It's now up to 23.5. It looks like they're paying attention to where we're killing them, Scott.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. What else do we like? Whoa, wait, is this even... Oh, that's throwing me off. Let's take that out. Yeah. I mean, they were doing a great job early on defensively, but it kind of really got away from in the second half there. So maybe a Skylar assist play. Might get down on the Skylar points and assists here too. NECA. I really would like to play. They didn't, and it's so crazy they didn't have Ezzy. Now they have Ezzy props, but they didn't want to play Ezzy props last game against the Liberty. Would have went over. Ezzy's been good to the rebounds. She's had over 6.5 rebounds in 7 of her last 10 games here. Just got back over against a bad rebounding team against Liberty. I could play an Ezzy rebound prop. I'm annoyed. I was looking for that last game, and they didn't have it. All right. What else? What else do you like, Scott?
I mean, there are a lot of players I'm kind of thinking about. Like, I think Diggins-Smith is a solid matchup. They're going to run whoever offense on Caitlin, right?
You said what?
They're going to run whoever offense on Caitlin?
Yeah. I mean, they should. I mean, it should. Like, I don't understand why more people don't do it. But, yeah, they should. Like, she's not even trying at times, man. Defensively, like, you literally see her chasing after the player as they're running for a layup. Like, she's really not trying to at least get in front of the person. So, yeah, that's why I think Skylar's interesting.
Yeah. Plus, she might take the challenge personally against Caitlin. We know that she doesn't give a damn. She can easily.
Yeah, she does. Skylar's. And how everybody's been moving recently. Skylar's about to have a bunch of people hate her after this game.
Her and Cunningham might get into it, so maybe stay away from digging props in case she gets ejected in this game.
Sophie
There
Cunningham.
might be something going on.
I think people are starting to realize, Scott, what we already know, that Sophie Cunningham sucks.
Look, she does her role on this team. We'll put it that way.
Stop giving her the ball to shoot. I recommend you stop giving her the ball to shoot.
The thing about Sophie is she's there as the enforcer on the team.
And she thinks she's better than what she is.
She's also getting paid a decent amount because of, let's put it this way, some indecent relationship she's had with some people in the ownership. But either way, point is that as a basketball player and off the court, decision making can be a bit questionable. I'll put it that way. But she's there to protect Caitlin Clark, so at least that's the role she has for this team.
Scott,
Can I say that?
how scandalous!
Common knowledge. Can I say that? It was never denied, by the way. Just for the record.
It was denied. She made a statement denying it.
But I mean, she got a timely raise. I'll put it that way.
Oh, Scott. Oh man. All right.
Shout out to Joy Taylor. Anyway, what do you want to talk about?
Dude, Joy Taylor's also been killing me the last couple of days too. All right. Lock, dog, underdog. Lock. Man, where do I want to go? Well, the Lynx would be a fun play to make. I am going to be in the game. The line moved up while we were been on the show, Scott. Wow, holy crap! I didn't even get the bet in. The Lynx are now laying 7.5.
Okay.
This is back where it opened at. I saw it at 7.5 or 7 earlier. So now the line is moving with Fee trending, looking like Fee is playing. I really don't want to play Lynx and then Fee ends up not playing though. That would annoy me. But I do think that's a pretty big tier gap between the Lynx and the Mystics. Indiana team total under. I could cheat and do that again. I could go for. All right, no, let's just go with Lynx laying 7.5. I just think it's a really big tier gap here, and I think the Lynx can hit a different mode defensively that I don't think that the Mystics are able to have. Yeah, home dog. Kind of nervous about that, but this Lynx team is just so good. I think that back at full strength, and they're going back to their lineup of Jessica Shepard coming off the bench with Natisha Heidemann and who am I slumping on? Samuelson. I think I feel good with those 8 going up against the Washington Mystics, who are just very, very, very inconsistent shooting the ball. So I think this is a Minnesota runaway on the road here. I'll lay it 7.5 with the Minnesota Lynx. Dog. Do I have the heart to make Chicago my dog?
If you want to phrase it differently, you are fading the Sparks as your dog.
That's very true. Getting 2-1 fading the Sparks is like it's a really good deal. I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty good deal getting 2-1 to fade the Sparks. You know what? Why not? I agree. A home dog does have to steal one today. Give me the Chicago Sky plus 220. Get it done. It's way too much. Way too many points for the Sparks here. Way too many points. And the Sky need a win. All right. Your turn.
All right. For my lock, don't fix what is not broken. Give me Gabby Williams over the 23.5 PRA. Got to do it at this point.
Everybody's betting that already.
I don't give a damn. She's had at least 25 PRA in 4 straight home games. She has gone over this number in general in 7 of the last 10. 28 plus in each of the last 2. 34 against the Aces, 28 against the Liberty. She shows up for good teams. 27 against the Lynx a little while ago, 31 against the Mercury. She just shows up extra against good teams. And I do like the fact that she's so involved in so many different facets of this team, assisting, rebounding, points. She does everything for this team. So I do like that spot. I think that it should be an entertaining game. But Gabby is great anyway. Gabby at home, going crazy lately. They bumped it up. I don't really care. Give me Gabby over the 23.5 PRA as my lock. For my dog, I think Angel Reese has another monster rebounding game. Because she, once again, kind of like channeled into that again. As she had 2 against Phoenix and then had 19 against Atlanta. Her rebounds are at 11.5. 13 rebounds at plus 145. The problem is she has not gone over this against the Sparks. She keeps landing on 12, which is pretty annoying. Her double-double's minus 120. Nah, I don't think I can take that. I wanted to. Unfortunately, I think 12 was actually a realistic number for her in this matchup. So instead, I think I'll go with something else. Let me go back to Hamby, actually. That Hamby assist play kind of has my eye. It's intriguing based on her numbers against this team in the past. She's added at least 5 in 3 straight. She had 8 against this team back in the May meeting. I can get 4.5 assists at plus 155. I like it. I like the over in the game. We don't see any defense being played. Give me Hamby over 4.5 assists at plus 155.
For the parlay, Scott, people have already... I mean, we're moving lines here. It's very annoying because I'm not getting this stuff in quick enough. Sky's first half team total has already moved to 39.5, Scott. I'm going to take it here. 39.5 over the Sky's team total. I'm going to play the Indiana Fever team total under in the parlay as well. So let's get that. Away team total points under 81.5. Okay. And one more play. Let's go with... Could I just do my lock? Should I just do my lock? I could just do my lock. Or I could spread the love. And I could just lay the 7.5 with the Dream and just hope for a Wings collapse. Nah. We're rocking with totals. Let's just make this a whole total play. Give me the Dream team total over. Wings can't stop anybody.
Okay.
So that's the parlay.
By the way, Adam, Toronto is getting a team. They're getting the temp. What is that, next year? The tempo?
What? Yes, Toronto's getting in tempo. Oh, because Helms was talking about it'd be nice if Diamond Miller could find that second gear consistently. She will in Toronto.
I'll have another expansion draft.
Oh, it's gonna. Oh, I mean, the expansion draft next year. By the way, let's just go ahead. Spoiler: you're not going to get this Valkyries run from the Toronto Tempo or the Portland Fire.
No, you have 2 expansions and like one. That's one off season, right?
Yes, and so
both
now
the teams are going to be horrible.
And so every team. So now they're fighting with each other, and every single team is losing 2 players. Now, grant every single team is losing 2 players, but they're still protecting their top 6. So, like, yeah, man. Nah, the Valkyries they came in at the right time, and Toronto and Portland both fighting. By the way, it is Portland Fire, Scott. Both fighting. No way. All right.
No, those teams are going to be terrible.
Here's the parlay. 3 totals. Atlanta Dream team total over. You've got the first half team total over for the Chicago Sky. And you've got, Atlanta Dream first half. Atlanta Dream full game team total over 88.5. Chicago Sky first half team total over 39.5. And the Indiana Fever under 81.5 for their team total. 631. That's the parlay. All right. Underdog. Aaliyah Edwards to Toronto. I don't know. They might save her. Maybe. Let's see. Oh, yeah. We need the Courtney Williams dog soundbite again. I keep forgetting to get that, Scott. All right. Underdog. We need a win here. What are we doing?
Well,
we need some points in the Scott. I think Plum I think Plum has a decent day here.
Do you want to go Plum threes?
It is at 2.5. That feels really short.
We know this team can't guard anybody on the perimeter. So
Yeah, let's go with Kelsey Plum higher 2.5 threes. Good call there, Scott. 2.5 is really short for her. Let's see. Who else do we want to take around here? Bree Jones did cash for us last time. She was not what went wrong in the underdog lineup. She's still at 12.5. I don't think I want to play the Ryan Howard or Alicia Gray game today. Yeah, let's go Bree Jones. Bree Jones is quietly been very, very good. Bree Jones over higher 12.5 points. And then we can give the people another play, Scott, or we can cheat and go the free square.
What's cheat? Why not? I'm not going to turn down a free square.
Gabby Williams higher 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Or we could go Skylar. We could. We'll go Gabby. You can do a free square. Free square is not fine. Somebody will probably add plays onto it anyway. All right, Brianna Jones higher 12.5 points. Kelsey Plum higher 2.5 3-pointers made, and Gabby Williams higher 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists. 6X over there on Underdog Fantasy. Scott, $100 gets $600 over there. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code NBA SGPN. Get that special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits there.
We got big news. We got big news.
Are we serious?
I'm excited.
So a dark horse PRA leader.
Dark horse. The problem is Gabby's not going to score enough.
Gabby's going to go over her prop, but not enough.
What's the magic number? What's the magic number you need for this? Like high 30s,
it's
low
really
40s?
The question here is, do you think Fee is going to come out feeling the back or not?
That is an important question.
Okay. I think Kelsey Plum should be in consideration.
Plum's a dark horse. I'll throw Alicia Gray.
Plum, I think, can give you 25 points.
Ray or Ryan Howard.
Possibly.
Ray or Ryan Howard, whichever one's feeling it that day, could be a decent dark horse candidate.
Plum, I wouldn't mind any type of bet on the Twins, Alicia Gray, Ryan Howard in Atlanta.
Storm are too balanced, so I can't pick the Storm because they just spread it too well.
Crazy though recently.
I know, but they just have so many options on that team. I see Helms mentioning Paige. I know she had one monster scoring game, but I just have not seen enough of consistent monster scoring games for me to pick her for something like that. But in theory, yes, if you want to go for a super long shot. It's not even a long shot, though, because Paige is popular. I'm wondering, are people betting this logically?
I'm gonna go Plum because this is what Plum does. We know who Plum is. She literally goes out there. She'll have a whole bunch of bad games. She'll get a great matchup and then look like Jordan. Yeah, and then go back and be trash again. So and that's how she ends up averaging 20 points per game. So I'm gonna go Plum because I think Plum is gonna have a random 25, 30-point game, and that's really gonna carry it here.
Yeah, Plum would probably be my dark horse candidate too. Do I want Alicia, though, or Ryan
I don't think you'll ever go wrong with Fee, though.
Wrong. But he said dark horse. Fee's the favorite to win MVP. That is just not a dark horse at all. So, based on that, I think I'll go with Alicia. I mean, she's averaging 29 PRA per game. I can't really ignore that against this defense. My dark horse would be Alicia. If you want to go super dark horse, hope Ryan Howard drops 28 points.
All right. Wow. Shout out to DK. Let's see. Anything else from the chat? W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Wait, yeah, Toronto is getting that team. Dolson, you're a Toronto Temple. I don't think anybody wants her, to be honest. I would protect Edwards as well. Under and Reese fantasy, I don't know, because rebounds are pretty big in fantasy. So like, I don't think.
You know who's going to lead the tempo in
I
scoring
can't
next
wait
year?
to hear who you think is going to lead the tempo in scoring this year.
Aaron McDonald.
Yeah,
Been on 45 different teams.
either that or Portland.
One of those. Aaron McDonald, as soon as she's on an actual team getting minutes, she's chucking. Just saying. Throwing it out there. Her points might be a solid prop next year.
If I were either Toronto or Portland, I would be looking at Teaspoon as head coach, because clearly she had something good going on in Chicago. Then, when Teaspoon gets another coaching job, she's back. She's back in the league. And there you go. There's your leading scorer right there. That's all it takes.
That's actually an even better deal, because since she's out of the league, you don't have to actually go through the draft. You could probably sign her in free agency.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You wouldn't have to do the expansion draft. So you would still go get, well, no, I don't even think Chicago has rights to her. Yeah, I don't think Chicago has rights to her. So yeah, they could legit sign her in. Oh, that would be great. I would compare that to the Valkyries signing Tip Hayes, by the way. All right. Anything else for people before we get up out of here, Scott?
Not really. The more details that come out on this Drew Holiday deal, the worse it looks for Portland.
Dog,
like, this is an insanely bad deal.
Maybe I will let you be right when Portland 100% doesn't trade him again. But there's no way they say, all right.
Simon's on an expiring for 3+ years of $105 million for Drew Holiday.
You know who I would take that and make that trade with, and I take that deal? Houston. They're reworking Fred VanVleet's deal, and
so so what? You think they're going to flip?
No, I don't think they are, but that's what I would do. I would be like,
okay. I mean, I like Drew Holiday a lot more than VanVleet, but in reality, I don't know what the hell
VanVleet's
doing. That's a mess.
He just dropped his extension, his option. So he declined the option, and that was a $44 million option for VanVleet. Like, I would take all of that money and just give it to Drew Holiday.
Look, man, I'm just going to say, Johnson, if you have $104 pending million to you, you're not retiring. $104+ million. He has a player option in 3 years. I guarantee you. Shout out to Chris Middleton. He's accepting that deal and that player option in about 3 years. He's not retiring. There's too much money on the line. He might not play, but he's going to be getting paid. I see Jimmy asking, we're going to do more W shows. Say maybe, but I feel like we probably do a decent job of covering all the stuff anyway. But probably we're not going to do many NBA shows in the offseason.
Yeah,
so
we'll definitely.
I'd say yes.
We'll definitely get up. Probably have some time to knock out another one for next game, for Wednesday's games too. Didn't plan on getting them to them today. We had a large slate, but hopefully if they drop Thursday's lines after the games tomorrow, then we can do an episode that has Wednesday and Thursday in it. But I mean, you should already know what your number one bet for Wednesday is already in the books. Like, they already gave it to you. You should already know what it is. I shouldn't have to talk with it. He's at Reichel Radio. I'm at ___. Make sure you give us a follow. 5-star rating and review, WNBA Gambling Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. And shouts out to all the people on YouTube. Make sure you go like the video. Shouts out to all the people. We're going to have to do a check-in with X/Twitter and see how many of these people are actually people listening and how many of these are bots. Gonna have to do a check-in there. All right. With that, that's it. Nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just gonna like this. No, we might do some morning shows too. Depends. Yeah.
It comes down to the lines. If they take their time giving out lines, we'll have to wait. If they upload
and sometimes they have lines and no player props, and that's no fun. Like, we like to talk about everything. We're out of here.